We need to eat the baby.
I have no respect for women who voted for Trump. Okay? I think so poorly of them, and the reason why.
Hey, welcome back. Alright, so it looks like we have another incident. San Francisco police say a gunman and his accomplice have been arrested in connection with a shooting just outside a North California high school that wounded a teenager and put thousands of students in 3 schools on lockdown. Santa Rosa Police Sergeant Summer Glockner says detectives are interviewing the two following the shooting Tuesday on the sidewalk outside Ridgeway High School. Police haven't yet identified a motive. Police say the gunman was caught on the school campus. It wasn't immediately clear where the second suspect was arrested or what role he had in the attack. TV footage from the helicopter showed a boy or man being led away in handcuffs while students were taken out of the building and searched. Witnesses told police that the shooter fired 3 to 4 rounds near Ridgeway High School in Santa Rosa before running away, Police Sergeant Summer Glockner said. Police said the shooting was originally reported on the campus north of San Francisco, but now say it was closed to the school. A male victim was shot at least once, reportedly in the abdomen. Glockner said the extent of his injuries was not immediately clear. Oh, that sucks. Shot in the stomach. We're not sure if the suspect and the victim knew each other, she said. The authorities are still searching the campus for any other possible suspects. Glockner said police also looking for the assailant's handgun. There were no further reports of violence on the campus, police said in a statement. Officers were called to a high school just before 9 a.m. after classes had begun. Officials locked down the school, as well as nearby Santa Rosa High School and Santa Rosa Junior College. School district officials referred questions to police, but tweeted that students are safe, lockdown in place to keep everyone safe. Ridgeway High, about 55 miles north of San Francisco, has about 250 students and is an alternative continuation school for Santa Rosa High, which has about 2,000 students. Santa Rosa Junior College has about 14,000 students on campus, although it's unclear how many were at the time. So, pretty soon they're going to call for the ban of assault. Finally, good news. I like news like this because a lot of the times I beat on cops, but, you know, like I said, I have respect for law-abiding police officers. I do not have respect for criminal police officers. And you only have 2. That's it. Instead of writing a ticket, an officer bought car seats for a mother in Wisconsin. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about when... Because, see, he could have wrote her a ticket for that technicality and extorted money from her. And if she didn't pay, he'd take a gun and, you know, kidnap her and throw her in a cage. Instead, he actually helped her. This is what officers should do in their community. Not all the time. I'm not saying officers should just go, you know, if somebody breaks the law, they should buy something so it, you know, it's not what I'm saying, you know, but broken taillights, stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying they have to pay, but don't make people pay for stuff that they need to pay anyways. On the streets of Milwaukee, children without car seats is a problem for the police. Now, granted, the mother should have had them in the car seat, but so far this year, there have been 122 citations given because of it. One officer used his own money to help a mother out instead of giving her a ticket. A big pet peeve of mine is little ones that are not in a car seat, Officer Kevin Zimmerman said. Zimmerman, who has been with the Milwaukee Police Department for about 12 years, took the oath to protect and serve to another level this weekend when he noticed on a routine traffic stop that 3 kids weren't in car seats. She said she can't afford them at this time, he said, and I understand where she's coming from. With bills coming up and winter coming up, I got to get coats and boots and shoes and stuff, so it was kind of hard for me, Andrella Jackson said. Zimmerman took matters into his own hands and bought 2 car seats for her younger children at a nearby Walmart for $75, but it didn't stop there. Not only did he give us car seats, he actually put them in for me, Jackson said. See, I like this officer. Good for you, man. I didn't do this to be praised or attaboy or anything like that. I did it because I'm a parent and I want nothing to happen to these kids, Zimmerman said. His gesture will keep Jackson's kids safe. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention says car seats reduce the risk of death to infants by 71% and toddlers by 45%. I got 3 kids at home, and if this were to happen to my kids, I'd be devastated the rest of my life, Zimmerman said. He's awesome. I really love him. I really appreciate everything he did for us, Jackson said. Children's Hospital of Wisconsin offers low-cost car seats for $25. Appointments are required, and they are booked through the end of October. I don't know. I love stories like this. See, instead of, giving her a ticket that could have made her go in the hole in the bank and miss bills and then lose the house, stuff like that does happen over something stupid like this. I'm not saying that every officer should be doing this, but I'm just saying this is awesome, so good for you, man. All right. So, if you probably remember Hollywood actresses that bribed and paid for kids to get into school and stuff. Loughlin, I don't know what's her name, 10 other parents charged anew in college scandal. So they're still, I'm glad nobody's given up on this. Actress Lori, I don't know, Loughlin, Lori Loughlin, her fashion designer husband, Massimo Giuliani, and 9 other parents face new charges in the college admissions scandal. Federal prosecutors announced Tuesday that the parents were indicted on charges of conspiracy to commit federal program bribery. The charge accuses the parents of attempting to bribe officials at an organization that receives federal funding. They are accused of paying bribes to get their children admitted to the University of Southern California. They already face charges of money laundering, fraud, and conspiracy. Loughlin and Giuliani, has pleaded not guilty to previous charges and have not yet commented on the new charge. I want to follow this story because I think it's very important that we hold these people accountable because they're never held accountable. I shouldn't say never, but most of the time. I would like to see not just Hollywood, but I would like them to see which politicians did it too, which I know that's never going to come to light, but by doing this, people think, well, maybe they don't think, but by doing this, bribing your kid to get in, the elite doing that, all it does is just make sure that the elites always have that nice comfy spot above us. So yeah, many parents. All right, welcome to the last story of U.S. news. Pelosi's fact-free sheet on impeachment. The big picture is that Democrats have discredited impeachment as a viable solution. Whenever a Democrat talks about upholding the oath to support and defend the U.S. Constitution, there are 2 appropriate responses: outrage and laughter. Or House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has elicited cause for either one with her fact sheet laying out the case for the Democrats' impeachment coup because President Donald Trump has betrayed his oath of office. Give me a break. They've been saying this since he came down that freaking escalator and wanting to impeach him. Not surprisingly, Pelosi's distort the facts sheets fails to actually make the case. She points to the July 25th phone call with the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and subsequent cover-up as evidence of Trump's offenses, as she quotes the whistleblower complaint, who, by the way, I want to say worked or was kind of some aide to the Hillary Clinton campaign. I could be wrong on that. But I knew it's a Democrat, to allege that Trump is using the power of his office to solicit interference from a foreign country in the 2020 U.S. elections. This is funny. This is laughable because that's exactly what the Democrats did during the 2016 elections. Hillary Clinton and her campaign went to a British spy, Steele, to dig up dirt on the president. So he went to Russia to have them dig up dirt on the president. And that's how they came up with, and it's already been debunked, the dossier that they had for the Russia collusion hoax. So it's funny. The reason it's funny is because they're pointing the finger at Trump of doing the exact same thing that they do, and but he didn't do it. I mean, you can read the transcript of the call. There was nothing wrong with what he did. In other words, Pelosi's big splash is nothing new, and it's not even evidence. It's skewing the facts of the matter to sell a narrative. The key fact here is that Trump asked for Ukrainian assistance investigating what happened in the 2016 election. Whatever benefits to his 2020 campaign there may be are incidental to the 2016 questions and U.S. foreign policy interest. However, careless and sloppy Trump is when he speaks. So where does this impeachment charade go from here? Well, Pelosi isn't even held a House vote yet because she doesn't have the votes, though she says Democrats are proceeding solemnly, right? From the broader perspective, however, Andrew McCarthy, author of The Faithless Execution, building the political case for Obama's impeachment, says Democrats have made a mockery of a solemn process. Our constitutional system will be damaged because of impeachment, will be discredited, he writes. Yeah, that's true. That will not make it any less indispensable that James Madison judged it to be. Yet in its invocation will be likely, or will even less likely in some grievous future instance when a presidential abuse of power actually does imperil the nation, we will have a virtually impotent president. And that, he adds, is not a prescription for the preservation of liberty. So, in other words, what he's talking about is, because they have used the word impeachment, they're going to impeach him for 3 years, and everything that they've tried to say that they're going to impeach him with, it's come up false. And so what he's saying is that if the Democrats keep trying this impeachment because he sneezed wrong, what's going to happen down the road when we get a president that really is abusing power and we want to impeach him, but the impeachment will just be a joke because of what the Democrats are doing now? All right. Like, subscribe, share, comment, donate, and converse in the comments. I love when you comment. Talk about it. Argue about it. Tell me how wrong I am. Tell me how right I am. I don't know. Also, I want to know what kind of stories you guys want. Do you guys want more political stories, more crime stories? You know, let me know. I'll see you guys in the next video.